Hi, this is Alex Wood with the Journal-Inquirer. I'm here with Barbara Bailey, the director of the Wells Turner Library in Glastonbury, and she had some very interesting things to say to the town council this week about the dual challenges that she's facing right now with this renovation and expansion that you can see in the background, and also plans for reopening, I guess, the second time from COVID-related shutdowns. So if you could tell us about some of that, I'd be much appreciated.
Okay, well, as you know, COVID hit in March of last year. We were closed down entirely for 2.5 months. We opened up in June with curbside pickup only. That went on until August. We opened to the public, limited hours, until after Thanksgiving, when it was predicted COVID was going to spike after the holidays, which it did. We closed down again. In the meantime, in the end of January, we started this building project. So that creates problems for us as well, because people don't, when they do have access to the library, they don't have access to everything that we have right now, and things change around, they move around. But we are planning to reopen again on March 15th, and they'll be limited. We'll have, pretty much normal hours. We aren't doing evenings or Sundays yet. We'll have pretty much limited hours, and they can come in and browse, check out. That's pretty much it. All our programs now are virtual, which in some cases has worked out really well for us because we get more attendance than we would normally. I think people are looking for things to do, and we try to offer a variety of different programs. Our children's staff is working with the schools because currently the school librarians are assigned as classroom teachers, so our children's department has been providing library service to the schools during this time, which they will continue to do once we do reopen as well. Face-to-face programs, that'll probably be the last thing that comes back, and I wouldn't even make a prediction when that would be. As far as curbside pickup, it's going on now. We do at least 100 a day. A few weeks ago, prior to the snowstorm, we did 95 appointments in 3 hours. People are anxious to get here and get their books. We do have a very active virtual library as well. We've noticed since the pandemic, it's at least doubled the digital downloads that we do. We try to add, we've dedicated more money to it, and we try to add more services when we can. How's that?
So while where we're standing right now, of course, this is a normal parking area of the library, and you told me before a little bit about where people are parking in light of this project here. So if you could share some of that, I'd appreciate it.
Well, when you do come to the library, parking is difficult because the parking lot in the back is limited to staff right now and to the construction workers. So there are some parking spaces between the library and the bank. There are some on-street parking, and pretty much wherever you can find parking in town and walk to the library. That's all you have to do for a bit.
Yeah, it's a good walkable downtown. That's a plus.
Yeah, when it warms up, it'll be better.
Yeah, well, a pretty nice day today.
Yeah, it is.
And one other thing we talked about earlier is, this whole issue of, whether this country may be moving a little too fast on reopening things in light of, the fact that we have variants coming in, and though we also have these vaccines doing wonderful things. And you talked a little bit about that. I wondered if you could share some thoughts on that.
Well, as I mentioned, I think people are pandemic fatigued right now. They're very anxious to get back into what they would consider a normal routine. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to open on March 15th. Hopefully it'll be a long run. I don't know. I can't predict. The positivity rate continues to come down. Vaccines are available now, but who knows?
And as you mentioned before, also, you always have flexibility. If things are looking bad, you can close down again if you have to.
Right. And there will be times, because we are pretty much a construction site right now.
Yeah.
There will be times when we will have to close to move parts of the collection, or lay carpet in an area or something along those lines.
Now, one thing you mentioned to the town council that I found kind of interesting is with the rearrangement of the books that you're having to do inside because of this project, you actually had to get the shelf end markings redone. Is that set, or are you still in progress with that?
Well, yesterday I found out we're going to have to do another move prior to our opening.
Oh, jeez.
So, with the collection, so probably it's going to be hunt and peck for a little bit until we do get that down.
Uh-huh. Well, that's the meaning of browsing, right? Yeah.
Right. It's going to be full browsing.
Well, I thank you very much. Really appreciate you sharing those thoughts.
Okay, you're welcome.